What is so ancient only an internet veteran can remember? Going into AOL chat rooms and saying, hey, they put a fireworks show into the chat. Hold Alt and hit F4, and you'll see it. Then watching as, one by one, chatroom participants disappeared. ASL 16/F/Cali *SCRATCHES my grey pubed old man BALLS AOL tech live support person here. The amount of times I had to answer why no fireworks and ask them to try again and let me know if it is fixed now just so I could laugh is pretty high. Literal villainy, the pharmacist, or for AOL chat room is full because chatrooms were capped at 24 people or something like that. A mod could boot people from the room for inactivity. Music sharing 24/24. Music sharing 2 24/24. Music sharing 02 24/24. Mu CCS Hari NG real 5/24. Brutal. At least it wasn't delete system 32 and make your computer faster. Signing up for a new email address and the username not already being taken. Glorious times. I took like every free email with my first name and my first name and surname combination, which was a mastermind move when I was 12. Sucks to be whoever has the same name as me though. Same. I forgot the passwords for many of them, but I was able to recover them all. When we used to risk getting viruses just to get cool cursors or smileys for your instant messenger like AIM, MSN, or Yahoo Messenger. All links were underlined and blue. If you were printing a website, better strip the formatting first. If going on a long car journey, having to print off directions from MapQuest, and the first 3 pages were how to get out of your driveway. Counters on web pages. When doing research online, wow, this site has had 300,000 people visit. The information must be legit. I was taught in school that you could check the credibility of a website based on the counter. Encarta. Anyone else remember that trivia game built into Encarta, where you had to answer trivia questions to get through this castle, where everyone was basically frozen creepily into place and couldn't be freed unless you made it to the end? You mean Mind Maze? Young nerdy me loved that game. Real Player. Also, uninstalling Real Player, yeah, and QuickTime. Reminds me of those postage stamp sized movies at 6 FPS. Shockwave. Not being able to play Flash games until the Flash player had been updated. Having to update Flash player every time you turned the computer on. FR updated hourly and never got any better. It's like me if I was an app. Playing pool in Yahoo chat rooms. I used to love that pool game on Yahoo. Wasted loads of time on that. Oh man, my buddy and I would play Yahoo pool for hours every day after school, while simultaneously grinding on RuneScape together back in junior high/high school. Dude lived like 2 blocks away, and we spent more time playing games online than hanging out in person. A fella tried to groom me from Yahoo Games when I was 7. He even managed to add me on MSN before my mom found out, and I had a stern teaching about what a sexual predator is. AHH memories. Making AOL away messages in the funky fonts and colors, and those MIDI sound files that played on a loop, and those dress up dolls. It would take ages to download all of those images. Remember desktop themes, changing all ear icons, mouse pointer, computer sounds, etc. to images and sounds from, like, Drive, Cats, Professional Therapist or whatever. Having to physically carry your computer around to a friend's house if you wanted to play multiplayer. Lugging my 21-inch monitor to LAN parties was brutal. Kids these days with their Featherlight gaming laptops will never know the pain of carrying your beige MIDI tower in one arm, beige court monitor in the other, bag full of wires and peripherals hanging from your teeth. Actually having to switch on the internet, opening the shortcut, typing password and clicking connect, and then waiting for the dubstep music to finish. Man, I remember moving into the dorms my freshman year in 2000 with an Ethernet connection for the first time. You mean I'm like, already on the internet? What? Dialing into the bulletin board. Yebsing. I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers doing that. Those that don't know, that was pre-internet where you had to dial each site individually. Now that is old school. Yup, we had a 1.2 kbd modem on our 8088 and my family was psing like crazy. We downloaded one of the first GIFs ever made, new compressed format at the time. which was a spinning jolt soda can. Got every single Commander Keen game and many others. OMG Kingdoms of Kroz. Just remember that you could also get these on early PC magazines that came with 5.25 inches floppy disks. We would get it every month at the mall, but people uploaded the eggs to the BBSs. There was no security on anything. I was fascinated with the idea of chatting with other people and first tried it on BBSs. Me and my brother sneakily entered an adult-only BBS, not knowing why it was age restricted, and it immediately, slowly line by line, displayed an ASCII porn image of a blowjob. We had no idea what was going on lol when you logged in. Such great times at the beginning of everything. Experienced it all after that. From free trials to Prodigy, AOL, and getting a subscription to our first ever local dial-in ISP in 1995, which was run by one guy, and was buggy as hell and down half the time. Point like BBS's, the ISP had to provide a local number access point, where you didn't have to pay long distance charges, and we lived in a tiny town, where we could only call 2 cities of 30-50k locally, where I discovered Ike, and kept using it till around 2012. Met my ex-husband over Ike, and my current husband is the real-life friend of an Ike friend since 1998, who I first met in person in 2013. Telnet to production. Netscape, Netscape Navigator and Netscape Communicator. ICQ, and that OO alert when you got a message. Winamp, it really whips the llamas so much time perfecting skins. So much time perfecting skins. Honestly, that's kind of one of the things I miss the most about old internet. Everything was unique down to the individual user. Flashing marquees, neon text on a different neon color background, dancing gifs everywhere. The entire internet had this cobbled together look like an old alley in Hong Kong. Now everything looks the same, like digital urban sprawl. Before, some kind of cyberpunk trailer park. Now, boring a suburb with the world's most tight hoa. The entire internet had this cobbled together look like an old alley in Hong Kong. Damn, that is the perfect image to describe what it was like. I still use Winamp. People who own large digital music collections, as opposed to stream on it or Spotify. What else do you use as a simple media player? Having to be invited to Gmail. I still use the email address from my original invitation. OMG yes, I forgot about that. I do remember having to invited to Facebook. I remember getting in a fight with my then boyfriend because he wasn't sure if I was worthy of one of his Gmail invites. He's long gone, but still using that account. LMAO. Putting a music CD into the computer to check out the extras only for it to load way too slow to do anything with. The limited edition Deftones album White Pony had a little game on it. I had forgotten all about that. Thanks for reminding me. The creepy dancing baby. Old websites written in a not-a-put file with basic HTML using tables for spacing/formatting, and images that took forever to load. This included lower than low-fi MIDI audio files that auto-played when the site loaded, and WebRing affiliation links at the bottom of the page. People thought making a personal page look professional meant it looked like a newspaper column with the table of contents link list on the left side in traditional Roman numeral style list. Don't forget the counter. Having to clean the gunk out of your trackball mouse with your fingernail. I'm so glad I don't have to boil eggs for the new mouse balls anymore. Really had to boil them a long time to get that good grey color and rubbery texture. MUDs, multi-user domain/dungeons. They were the text-only precursors to games like WoW and EverQuest. Hamster dance is one I think of a lot. When Amazon just sold books. You forgot the construction worker excavating GIFs and the under construction banner. Please sign the guest book. GR Cities was the mouse cursors with fancy trailing effects. The Vista counter. Anybody remember web rings? I went down many web ring rabbit holes back then. Lucas, NetZero, AOL, and Gelfire. Porn pop-ups everywhere on every site. People afraid of cookies. I love you virus. 56k modem noises. P2P filishering, and Gelfire. I remember everyone, not everyone but Equim, having their own random web pages, eyes bombarded by animated GIFs, needing to turn speakers down before the pages loaded, and the 8-bit songs started playing. Web rings. It was so fun and innocent back then. Blogs that weren't solely geared to promote the blogger/products, but honest personal thoughts and experiences. floppy disks and CDs that came in the mail containing 500 free hours from AOL. One of my sister's friends decorated their dorm with those. They stuck them on the ceiling and had enough to cover the whole thing. It was interesting decor. This sounds like some tech startup were doing a breakout room. /S/L. I definitely inflated my A from 11 to 16 in the early days of ICQ, using 16/F/Cali when I was really 11/F/middle of nowhere, because I just had to seem cool and sophisticated to everyone else in the chat room. Can't remember mum's birthday, can still remember my ICQ number, and I don't think I've used it in a decade. Geocities, Angel Fire, Tripod. Strong bad emails. Trogdor comes in the night, burning arting the countryside. Let me check our emails. The system is down. Trogdor the Burninator. A few years ago, I made a Trogdor reference while washing dishes, and my husband had no idea what I was talking about. So I threw down the sponge, gathered the family around the lappy, and educated them. The kids liked it well enough. He didn't get it. Sigh. Burninating the countryside. Consummate V's. Strongbird. Yeah, I can play the guitar. I know all about virtuosos and trembolus and arpeggios. I can do it all. I can play your basic rhythm guitar, like jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jaja jiggity jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jug jigga jaja. You know, something like that. I can also play some pretty hot licks too. You know, the kind that are just way up high on the tiny strings, and you mash your fingers on them meedly 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 meedly. Yeah, and then Strong Mad comes in on his bass and he's like dow 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 dow. And the cheat comes in on his keyboards and he's like boop 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 boop. And then I'm like, and the dragon comes in the IGGHH. Having to make sure no one is on the phone, so you can use the internet. When I set up our internet for the first time mid-90s, I accidentally had it calling a long distance number. Dad received a phone bill for $2,800. We no longer had the internet in our house after that. As an student side job, I had to make a software to remotely control ventilators and heaters for the preservation of a Roman mosaic. All this via 33,600 bps modem and SMS, as there was no landline on the mosaic site. I had to write the handshake by hand to start the SMS, which would then transfer the instructions to the microcontroller on the mosaics. And once I forgot to close the transaction in my code, which resulted in a 24H or more long SMS, which cost my employer about 10 Swiss francs 000 or roughly $10,000 nowadays. But we called the mobile phone company to explain my mistake and they cancelled the bill. I did something like this, and there went a significant portion of my college savings. My Coop telco had a number you could dial when you connected to a busy line, something like 55 asterisk or the like. It was supposed to be used for emergencies, which would cycle the connection/switch and send a short series of tones to let you know people were trying to call you if you were on the phone. It would also knock out a dial-up connection and ring the phone when the modem disconnected. It got to the point that anytime anyone made any call and got a busy signal, they'd just dial the alert number regardless of why they were calling. There was no way to prevent it, and you were at the mercy of whomever was dialing you. It was abused. Alta Vista and their Babelfish, the precursor to Google Translate. Ask Jeeves. I remember me and a friend using Ask Jeeves at school and thinking we had to type things in as questions. Second grade, our teacher polled the class what to ask Jeeves because we thought we only got one question. We went with, Jeeves, why is it called a pair of pants but not a pair of shirt? When the height of comedy was asking Jeeves if he was gay. Waiting for the nude picture to slowly reveal itself because of the slow speed. Starting a 10-minute clip porn download on LimeWire before you left for school and still having to wait for it to finish when you got home. Then have your dad get mad BC of so many viruses on his computer. Stickteeth.com. Flash animations of stick figures being killed in funny ways. Thank you for reminding me of this gem. Juno email. Gopher. Neopets. F. I forgot to feed my Neopets. They probably survived by eating their pet pet or its pet. Having to actually type out http www before entering the website. OMG, that just unlocked a childhood memory. I used to get so annoyed when parents would type a website name into the search bar and look for the website link that way. I was like, why can't they just type out the whole website URL? Are they lazy? Rotten.com, a place that, at the time, had the unthinkable. Prior to that, you had a not copy of Faces of Death VHS floating around. Netscape Navigator. Webrings. Before search engines were any good, it was common for sites of a common theme to have links to the previous and next website in their group. Dial-up, and that unforgettable tone sequence while connecting. Every time we logged on, a robot had to die. That was the heavy price we each paid in the before times. The screen loading horizontally, bar by bar. Not enough car or one. I remember sneaking downstairs in the middle of the night to play on the computer and the dial-up squealing so loud it woke up my mom. If you were going online, everyone in the house knew it. Dial-up tone. AIM. Kazaa before LeMUI after Napster. 2 cows, Newsgraphs, Napster. Iborm's World, Albin or Black Sheep and Newgrounds were classic too. End of Zen World, but I'm tired. Well, have a nap. Then fire Zen missiles. G.I. Joe, pork chop sandwiches. You're the man now, dog. YTMND, Dogpile, and any other search compiler. All your base are belong to us. Board.com. Prodigy CompuServe, Mike. Watching the internet come to life when you upgraded from 14.4 modem to 28.8. If you went to 56 kbps, images would appear so much faster and you didn't think there could be anything better. LeMUI. Ah yes, LeMUI was like having unprotected sex with the internet. Guaranteed virus. My favorite song I ever downloaded on LeMUI was sweet_child_mine.eggs. Waiting 5 minutes for a photo of Sarah M. Jealousy through top to slowly appear on screen. Flash animation websites. Flash games. Hundreds of creations. Finished or not. Wiped out. Hang up the phone, you just kicked me off the web. No grounds. Playing Command and Conquer over dial-up. For me it's the ICQ message sound. AO. 286 processor. Nobody else remembers using it. I earned workplace cred by following key groups. Badger badger badger. Badger 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 mushroom. Mushroom. Websites dedicated to sharing something someone had a passion for free, not to track you. Get your email address, subscribe to a mailing list, no ads, no cookies, no like us on Facebook, no pop-ups, just free content. The internet marketing for the found Blair Witch Project video. It was ahead of its time and a lot of people fell for it. The counter at the bottom of each page, so you can see how many people have been there.